So yesterday, Illuminaughtii released one of the worst response videos to a drama I've seen in a while. I mean, everybody saw this really for what it was, which was pure 42 minutes of manipulation, just non-stop. I mean, I'm not even just saying that because I don't like Illuminaughtii. I covered the entire video on my stream last night, and the full video is up if you want to take a deeper look at the situation. We're kind of just going to be laughing at some of the more absurd parts of the video today for a chilled back, you know, kick back and just watch this miserable-ass video. But if you care about the drama on a deeper level, I went over the whole thing last night, and it was just bad. It really was bad.
Just terrible.
I mean, in her video, she starts off, by first off apologizing to Legal Eagle, which she had to do. I mean, there was just no other option there.
I mean, that was the only option that we had. Last video, we were just calling her out. We're like, you need to apologize now. You need to kneel. If she didn't, it would have been just terrible. So.
No, she absolutely needed to kneel, but mostly because everybody on the internet was calling her out. I mean, tons of exposed videos came out. I think Turkey Tom on Tom Dark, his video went really, it did really well. Other people came out and called her out. So she was really in a position where she had to apologize to Legal Eagle, but unfortunately, that was the only person she apologized to. She then went on to go over H Bomber Guy, who exposed her for having plagiarism in her videos. And her response was that, well, she credited the documentary that she stole from in the paste it in the description on line 5,000. If you scroll down, you'll see it, which is... that's a cope. I'm sorry, but that's just a total cope. If you're stealing word for word somebody else's research, right? You gotta be upfront and tell people where you're getting that from. You can't just be like, well, it's in the paste it. You can go read it there. Nobody's clicking on that. Nobody's reading that. You have to be upfront with your sources. You can't just tuck it away. That's a very sneaky thing to do.
Yeah, no, you can even in one singular line just get away from all of this by just saying, according to blah, blah, blah in this documentary, this, and then say exactly what you were going to say.
Yeah.
That's all you have to do instantly, and then you're immediately clear of all this kind of shit instead of, well, I put it really, really tucked away tightly, and then I just didn't even say anything about that in the video. No one's clicking on the paste it. No one's going to read that.
Yeah, nobody's reading that shit at all.
In the video itself, you credit them, and then you're fine. That's it.
Now, we didn't cover it on this channel, but a lot of her ex-employees and ex-editors from the Sad Milk Collaborative Reddit reading YouTube channel, well, they came out to expose and basically tell the entire world what I've already known for 4 years, which is that she is a psychopath.
Yeah.
She's a totally horrible person to work with and somebody that is just really a disastrous human being. So 3 main people came out with exposés. You had The Click, you had Oz Media, and you had Wonderstruck. Again, these are people that she used to work with. One of the people, Wonderstruck, somebody she used to live with. And, they had some pretty horrifying details to talk about. Now, in her response to all 3 of them, again, it couldn't have been a worse response if she tried. She talked about how The Click is a piece of shit, and she claims that, 3 years ago, The Click's YouTube channel was falsely taken down for sexual content, and she actually helped get this person's channel back up. But now she regrets that because now she found out that The Click had one pedophile in his public Discord server that wasn't banned fast enough. And somehow because of that, he's now a pedophile enabler. Watch this video, dude.
I think it's relevant to bring up that in 2019, The Click's channel was terminated by YouTube for sexual content. At the time, a few YouTubers, including myself and Oz Media, band together to help reinstate Click's channel. Oz spoke to his MCN representative, and I spoke with YouTube directly. This is something that I now look back on with so much regret. Had I known at the time what was going on behind the scenes, I never would have participated in helping Click with his channel. Allow me to explain the situation a little bit.
This must be horrifying.
Yeah, it must really be bad, dude.
Let's watch.
The Click and I had shared Discord moderators around the time of Sad Milk being created. Due to the Click's inaction, our shared moderators had brought a situation in his server to my attention. A situation involving pedophilia.
Whoa.
In Click's Discord, there was a 19-year-old bragging about a 12-year-old that he was claiming to be involved with.
Oh, shit.
A moderator reached out to get more information on this situation. This 19-year-old then reiterates, and I am directly quoting this here, I talked with my therapist about it, even too, and he told me as long as I don't touch her, it's okay. Click and his—
Wow, so, okay. I just have to pause this, right? So she's found a pedophile in the Click's Discord server, and she says, due to his inaction, my mods had to take responsibility for his inaction. Well, this took place at 3 in the morning, okay? This took place at 3 in the morning, and Click was asleep, all right? And she also mentioned that they had shared mods, so it's like, well, if the mods are both shared from both servers, it's not, oh, my mods had to take care of his dirty business because he was covering up a pedophile. No, you have the same mods.
Right.
So she immediately lies right there. Notice the lie, by the way. Again, when I say this video is just 42 minutes of manipulation and lying, I mean it. I know I say a lot of hyperbolic stuff and crazy stuff, but in this case, I'm being dead serious. I mean, this video is just a masterful demonstration of how to lie nonstop. Like
anything that she says in this video that's not a lie is a half-truth that's twisted in order to manipulate something.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the only time that there's not a lie in this video is when it's used to manipulate. So it's just terrible. Like, this is not a lie that there's a 19-year-old kid who's saying this stuff in the Discord server, but the fact that you're trying to twist that and manipulate it to put it on Click somehow, and that he's harboring pedophiles in his Discord server and enables them, that is the lie. Like, what are you even saying there? What does that even mean?
And you know, the funny part is too, is like later on in the video, like 2 minutes later, and I'll play the clip, she literally admits that once this was brought to his attention, the pedophile was banned.
It was after this conversation that Click took action and reported and removed that individual from his server.
And then the Click would go on Twitter to say like, yeah, this is at 3 a.m. By the time I woke up, he was already removed.
Yeah.
Right? So it's just a total non-story. But she tries to use this to demonstrate that Click, while not a pedophile, don't worry, is somebody that was building a breeding ground for pedophiles. Which is delusional. It's a public Discord server. Obviously, weirdos are going to join. But listen to this. Like, this is just evil what she's doing here.
I wouldn't lightly make accusations like this unless I had seen them for myself. And let me be abundantly clear here. I am not trying to accuse the Click of pedophilia, nor do I have any reason to believe that he could be a pedophile. However, he cultivated an environment that was a breeding ground for inappropriate behavior with minors to occur, and that's exactly what happened.
Wow.
What the fuck?
What are you talking about?
That's not even true.
That's completely false. She should be sued to the ground for that statement. That is disgusting. What a horrible thing to say when there's no fucking evidence of that at all. And it's one retard, by the way, in a Discord server who just does some stupid shit and then they get banned. Really? I've had anyone who's ever owned a Discord is completely aware of the fact that some people come in there and they do insane shit and then you ban them. That's happened to every person I know on the entire internet.
Yeah, exactly.
If you use that as a reason to like say that you're cultivating a breeding ground of shit, you're retarded. I think
you literally are.
You have to be like, you have to just be mentally deranged, or you're a liar, which that's most likely. She's probably both, actually.
No, it's definitely, this was a low point even for her.
Yeah.
But hey, you know what? The Click used slurs in the past. Did you know that?
Yeah, speaking of retard.
Oh no. Yo.
Apparently he went pretty far.
And as Click stated, those videos are 11 to 14 years old. And to be perfectly clear here, those videos are not any of the reasons as to why we split ways in Sad Milk as Click tries to insinuate. Even back in 2020, I had stated that those videos had nothing to do with the ending of Sad Milk. I was actually unaware of those videos at the time of our friendship, but had I been aware of them, that friendship would have likely ended sooner. Wow. Unfortunately, when those videos surfaced, it wasn't really all that shocking to me, as Oz Media and I had actually talked about how Click had been using the R slur while we played games together.
God,
I thought, or I wanted to assume that I had misheard, but Oz said that he was uncomfortable with it and said something, but the language continued.
What does that have to do with anything?
What are we talking about here? So the Click used the word retard, which, by the way, retard. If that pisses you off, leave. Okay? We don't want you around. But no, seriously though, it's like she brings up so many points that don't even need to be addressed here. The fact that she would even willingly say, you know, if I had known he would use these words, I would have cut him off. But then goes on to say, well, actually, he did use these words, and it pissed me off, but I didn't cut him off.
You know what's so funny about this too is knowing her history. Where was she in 2019?
And on Tommy C's fucking channel, Tommy C.
Sarah J. Warren is unapologetically feminist, and if they don't like it, then I would love to drink their overprivileged male tears, okay?
Miss Warren, the boss is on the other line for you.
Let me clarify something, Jimmy. Rip Wilson is not my boss.
Not your boss.
It's the other boss.
Oh God. Put him through.
Hey, Sarah.
Yes, Tommy?
Knock it off!
Got it, boss.
Sorry.
Gotcha, bitch.
I'm sure he said retard millions of times.
Tommy
as
C is the most un-PC person on the platform.
Yeah.
And she made videos for his channel.
Yes, for years. So now she's coping about how horrible this is, and I would have cut him off if I had known how.
Really?
sad
I don't
and
think
mean
so.
he
I
is.
think you're just lying.
Yeah, you're just a liar.
What a horrible point.
Jesus Christ, man.
But then when talking about some of her other friends like Wonderstruck, for no reason at all, she decides to out an extremely personal story about Wonderstruck's mental health. Why? I honestly don't know. Was it to prove that he's like depressed? Like, what?
Okay.
I don't
Great
get it.
point. Amazing.
Yeah, listen to this, man. This is just, there's no business for this to be in her video.
Yeah.
I just want to give a
This
quick
editing is
trigger-
terrible, by the way.
This
Can I just
editing,
mention
dude.
that? That was like a PowerPoint slide. There was like 5 seconds of silence, and then it went, shh. Really?
What in the fuck is this, dude?
Warning here for the mention of suicide and suicidal intention. After the car was back in my possession on the 29th of July, Oz and I received numerous messages from Wonder, which will be available in the Google Drive. What I specifically would like to highlight is that he insinuates that he had intention to and was taking action to arm himself to end his life. In a message directly with me, he explicitly told me that, quote, I was legit trying to get into my dad's gun cabinet to fucking kill myself. Either way, out of concern, I called the Austin Police Department non-emergency line to ask for a wellness check. And when I explained to the operator what was the situation at hand, they immediately transferred me to the 911 dispatcher. I then read the messages to them, and I gave the 911 operator the last known place of his residence in Texas, which was his dad's house, to perform a
So much
wellness check.
detail.
The
Gets the
operator then
point.
told me not to arrange anything unless the police force is present. In his messages, Wonder states that he received a call from his therapist, which ultimately pulled him out of his intended plan.
Why do I
And
care
let's
about
take
this?
a moment to discuss
What
the
does this have to do
therapist.
with this?
What is she talking about, dude? She just
Yeah.
leaks like a highly personal story about Wonderstruck like at his lowest moment, blasted to 500,000 people to demonstrate what point exactly?
That he had a suicide attempt.
Okay. And
Wow.
and also like the details she goes into, like first I called 911, then they sent me over to the dispatcher. She did this too with the click where she was talking about how like, oh, when I found out there was a pedophile on his server, first we captured his Discord ID, then we, I identified him in both servers, then we banned him, then we reported him to the Discord Trust and Safety, where hopefully they launched an investigation. They didn't, by the way. What is the point of explaining it in so much detail? This video, man, it just sucks.
It's to make her look awesome and cool. When she like drags it out, it makes her look like more awesome. It's like,
It's a
wow.
manipulation tactic.
Yeah, it's like, well, look at all this great, amazing things that I did for Wonder. I spent so much time and effort on Wonder's suicide attempt. What? Did
Yeah.
Wonder, maybe I'm missing something. I don't know if Wonder like mentioned that they like abandoned them during a suicide attempt. Did that ever happen? Like, I don't know. Maybe he did, but I don't see the reason to out his stuff himself. Maybe he's the one that could decide to do that. Even if he did mention that, it's not your business to post that exactly how it happened in every detail like that.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I'm just gonna say this. It looks like Illuminati's cultivating a group of people who she pushes to suicidal ideations. That's what's happening here. Clearly, just like the click, right? Cultivating pedophiles.
Yeah,
No, this is
exactly. What a horrible point.
Yeah.
And then, by the way, we've been hearing a lot about Oz Media. He put out like a very big thread also talking about how, everything. He basically put out a thread to validate what the other two people were saying is true. This was Illuminati's response to Oz Media. Get ready to start, tearing up. This is really emotional.
Yeah.
This final section and this final person will be the hardest for me to address, so I plan on keeping this brief. Oz, you were right. I am afraid of looking stupid and weak online, and yet I am those things right now. You've been with me through a lot of really intense and personal situations in my life. You were there throughout the entire process of my mom's cancer diagnosis,
Apologize.
her various treatments, and hospitalizations. And I know there were many times when I had to run out the door suddenly because there was a crash cart in her room and they didn't know if she was going to make it. And you said you'd stay at the house and watch Casper so I could go to my mom. You were there for Casper's various hospitalizations when he would get sick throughout the
Okay,
years.
apologize.
and you helped me through a very difficult surgery recovery. I just want to say thank you for always being my support.
All right, now apologize
through all
for
of my
being a
ups and
bitch.
downs. I know
This
that
is,
a lot of these personal
really moving
situations in my
stuff.
life left me very thin and sometimes irritable, and I want to say thank you for supporting me through it and talking me through some really hard times.
Okay,
Your support
apologize.
and
Manipulative.
your friendship meant more to me than I think you'll probably ever know. I'm gonna miss all the fun things we used to do, eating way too much cheese at the melting pot.
Oh, fuck off. Like, what are you saying?
What is
Fuck
this?
you. Who
Apologize.
cares? What is this bullshit?
Yeah.
40 minutes into the video. You know, okay, it is. I do like that she included this segment because I got a lot of fucking joy watching this and just laughing my ass off at the thought of anyone taking this shit seriously. This segment right here. I mean, Oz put out a whole thread, and her response is to cry about all the good times we had together, man.
And you helped me when my mom had cancer. Why do you bring your mom's cancer into this? They're talking about the way that you fucking manipulated them, fucked up the relationship, hurt them, and they're asking you to apologize for the actions that you've done. My mom had cancer, and thank you for being there for me. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Apologize for what you did, or say that you were right. Not this weird fucking manipulation like tactic of bringing up your mom's cancer. What is wrong with you? How dare you? That's fucking disgusting.
This video is literally this should have stayed in the fucking drafts.
No, it should not have been posted at all.